Okay, so my next guy is the Question, right?
Yep.
And we got him up.
Yep.
All right, Vic Sage, the Question. So he's also this is DC guy. So he's whereas Nova was a cosmic level powerhouse. Vic Sage is your street level vigilante, no superpowers, just an extremely gifted martial artist, and he's right up there with Batman as far as being a detective.
Really?
So you got a couple major detectives in the DC universe with Batman, and then the Elongated Man, and then probably the Question is right there with Ralph. Ralph is an extremely gifted detective that sometimes his goofy nature doesn't give him the credit, but he's really good. So yeah, the Question visually, I think he's also fascinating. He's one that grabbed me as a kid. The whole no face thing is amazing. It wasn't until later that I found out he's not really a original DC character. He comes from Charlton Comics, along with Captain Atom, Blue Beetle, Peacemaker, as well as another character lesser known, Nightshade, and Thunderbolt. Peter Cannon, the Thunderbolt. All six of those we've talked about several times. All six of those Charlton characters were analogs for the Watchmen,
Mm.
and they were supposed to be used in the Watchmen, but DC at the last minute got cold feet and said, "Hey, we just got a hold of these characters. We don't know if we want you to do with them what we know you're planning to do." And so he said, "Okay," and he just basically changed them up with a new name and tweaked them a little bit. So, but those were really supposed to be the characters, and Rorschach was the Question. So,
So what?
but it,
As a person that doesn't know the Question very much, what is with the face?
well, the faces are just in a it
This
kind
guy.
of he's got a doctor oh, a lot of these guys that were created. He's created by Steve Ditko. Another reason he's one of my favorites because I'm a huge Ditko fan. Um, Dr. Tot Rodel helped him create this chemical. He's got a belt buckle. He releases the chemical, and it changes his whole wardrobe into a bright different color. And he puts this rubber mask on, and it's an adhesive. It sticks to his face, but it's still clear. He can still see out of it perfectly, but it becomes
Hmm.
faceless.
Okay.
So he's also a TV reporter, and so he gets a lot of his scoops, contacts in the underworld through that way. He also had an extremely popular series after being introduced to the DC universe during Crisis on Infinite Earths by Denny O'Neil and Dennis Cohen. So I highly recommend everyone go get those. They don't really have those they do have them collected in trades. The first volume is extremely hard to get, but if you can get it, they don't really have those. Get it. It's great, great stuff. It was a for a mature audience book in the '80s, which was a new thing they were trying. Um, and that hooked me big time on that character.
Okay.
So, um, and then he's been a presence ever since, in and out of the comics. Been relaunched a few times. He actually died during 52 and passed the mantle to somebody else, but he's been brought back. He also appeared in some of the best of the Justice League Unlimited cartoons. I rewatch that episode every now and then because it's fantastic. In the cartoon, he kind of is in a relationship with the Huntress,
Mm.
and he stumbles upon this big secret that Lex Luthor has, and it's really great. So great stuff. I'm super pumped for this character to. He's my number one character from DC that I still want to see live action.
Okay. So again, I'll ask the question: how do you see it happening?
Can I interject?
Yeah,
I can see it happening with Renee Montoya. I don't see it.
don't ever say that. Don't ever say that.
I don't. Unfortunately, Ace knows.
Don't you do it.
Renee Montoya is the only one that they're going to dignify with question. Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart bad. But I do fear it greatly because she's a woman and she's a lesbian. Fine. No problem. But yeah, I'm worried. Here's how I see it happening. Let's go back to how I see it happening. It makes a perfect series. It's been rumored for a while that it was going to be a CW series. And the question is from Hub City, and Hub City has been mentioned and actually been present in Arrow. I mean, Oliver and all of them have went to Hub City. And there's been heavy hints that the question was coming, and Mark Guggenheim is a big question fan and wanted to include him in the show, but it just, for whatever reason, never happened. So there's also been rumors of an HBO Max series, a grim and gritty series. I've heard that would be Vic Sage. But yeah, I think, you know, the powers that be and the times we're living in, they would be like, we're going to go with Renee, the female lesbian. But the only thing that would help say they wouldn't is because Renee Montoya is primarily in the Batman universe, and she was in Birds of Prey. By Rosie Perez played her in that movie. So we've already had Renee Montoya, and she's been set up in her own thing. So I would hope that they'd start with Vic Sage. Yeah, and she was in Gotham for a few episodes. So I'm hoping they would start with Vic Sage first.
And this is illegal. You can't use this one because technically this character has already been in a movie or on a TV series.
Yep.
Well, yeah, so
where's the flag?
Well, Vic Sage has never been anywhere, so I don't even count Renee as the question. I don't acknowledge that ever.
No, that's good. I want to look into the question because I like the detective part so much about Batman that would be pretty cool to look into. I've never ever looked into that.
Yeah, he used to be, and he's really into like theories, you know, conspiracy theories. That's why you really take a minute. Just, I don't know if you ever, 20 minutes and go, oh gosh, I can't remember if it's season 2 or 3 of Justice League Unlimited. Just look for the question episodes. There's like 2 that feature him.
Okay.
And they'll give you a real good sense of who the question is.
If you have enjoyed what you have watched, please hit the subscribe button and make sure you check out our other videos. Thank you.